Good morning, afternoon, or evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sam, and welcome back to episode 22 of the Regular Size Man podcast. Before we start the show, we just want to let you know that due to Jacob's laziness, we released the podcast late last week, and so if you haven't heard it, go check that one out. This one's going to be up at a normal time unless I'm lazy this week and forget to upload it to YouTube, which I've done multiple times, but we're not going to talk about it. But anyway, guys, enjoy the show, and I don't know. We don't have a catchphrase. So
we never have a catchphrase.
No, so just
keep it regular.
Stay regular. Alrighty, so Jacob, you beautiful human. That's 3 weeks in a row complimenting you.
3 weeks.
How are we this week? What's new? What's happening? I see in your hand you've made a new purchase. So tell us about this.
I bought an iPad. I bought an iPad Pro. It was extremely what's the word? Impulse.
Yep.
Which, as we all know, that's me.
That's your specialty.
It is.
Also Brian's. Sorry.
Also Brian's. It's really
Brian
bad too.
bought an iPad 2 of impulse as well.
Yeah, and I did the exact same. I messaged him while I was buying it, and I was like, "I'm buying an iPad," and he was like, "I'm proud of you." So I've got an iPad now, and I couldn't be happier at the moment. It's really fun. It's fun.
I'm having a great time.
I really am. I don't regret the. I regret the purchase a little bit. It drained my bank account.
Who cares?
Wasn't good.
Who cares?
Oh, I care.
Start selling some of your drawings that you make, and then you can claim it all on
no
tax.
One's gonna buy them. I'll sell other stuff. We'll see, like a kidney.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
That could work.
I say sell your liver, but you like to drink, so
yeah, it wouldn't be a good idea to sell my liver.
No, kidney would be fine.
Plus, can you live without your liver? I don't think so.
No, you can live without a kidney.
Toxins and shit, not just alcohol.
That's
right?
true.
Yeah,
I'm not a scientist.
Neither am I. But
So
I like to think I like to think so sometimes.
I'm a gamer.
Well, I play Operation. So
I have played Operation, and I lose every single time.
I'm a little bit of a.
I also
surgeon.
played Surgeon Simulator, if you remember that game.
Yes,
I think that's what it was called.
Is it the VR one?
There's a VR version, but I played that and I lost every time in that too. I think it's called that, or maybe Brain Simulator.
I know what the thing is.
You know what? PewDiePie used to play it all the time.
Yes, that's the
game. I'm gonna Google it right now.
Yeah.
I think it's Surgeon Simulator, but I don't know for sure. Surgeon.
It's probably something along those lines, which is close enough, really.
Yeah, Surgeon Simulator. That's the one.
That's cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, it came out in 2013.
Oh wow, yeah, PewDiePie definitely played it then.
Yeah, that's a flashback, man. Flashback 2013. Jesus,
that's a long time ago.
I feel like such a nerd because I've been like playing games and like watching videos since like 2013. Like, is this my life for the past 6 years?
And going to continue? Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
100% it is.
Yeah. All right. What else besides the iPad?
I feel this is the. It was my first week off of uni.
Ah, yes. How you feel, free man? How
I
do
was
you feel?
busy the whole time, which wasn't bad, but it kind of sucked a little bit. So I haven't really had time to like sit down properly.
You haven't smelt the roast, is what they say.
I worked 4 days in a row right after my exams, so that drained me real bad.
Well, that's why you could get the iPad.
Exactly. I was like, I'm gonna treat myself. I'm gonna buy myself an iPad. And then so like, I haven't done much.
Fair enough.
Really.
Fair enough.
But what have you been up to?
Well, I made a purchase.
Yes.
On the PC. I don't know. Wait, when did I talk about this?
We talked about this last week.
I talked about it last week. Oh, yeah. So I'm expecting to get the PC tomorrow.
Yeah.
Which is exciting.
Very exciting.
Well, they say 4 to 5 business days. And I ordered it last Monday. So thinking Tuesday, it should be tomorrow.
I'm thinking
so I'm going to call them first thing tomorrow. I'm saying, where's my PC? Because they haven't called me or anything. So I'm going to hit them up. I'm like, fam, where's my PC?
Are they posting it?
No, I'm picking it up.
Oh, you're going to pick it up? Okay.
Yeah, so I'm going to message them saying, like, mate,
where is it?
Where is this PC?
Yeah.
I'm paying top dollar for this.
Yeah.
So that's happening. Streaming a lot, making videos a lot. I did a food challenge yesterday. I think I told you this before.
Yes, you did.
I can't say too much because I haven't edited the video, but let's just say it was interesting.
Yes.
And it involved a lot of food. But it'll be going up on the YouTube channel hopefully the day after this goes live. So that's exciting as well.
Very exciting.
What else have I haven't been doing much.
Fortnite. Let's look. I know that a lot of people don't like it, but let's talk about Fortnite because
no,
we've been playing
Fortnite. Yeah, I got 3 wins today.
All good.
I know. I'm getting better.
Can you still notice the bots in your server?
I had an 11 kill win in squads today.
Yeah, that's good.
So we had a squad and I had 11 kills.
That's good.
So yes, I've noticed the bots.
Yeah. I'm enjoying the new fresh tech. I love the new map. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, it is. It definitely makes it more fun.
I do find sometimes that I'm running around too much.
Yeah, there's not a lot of the only thing is
Transport.
they need a bit more mobility.
Just a little bit more. I think it might be because what we've been used to.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not overly complaining, but I do enjoy it. I do enjoy playing the game now. It's a lot. I feel like it's also a lot harder to get gold and purple items.
Yeah,
I feel, which is good. It's a good change.
And I'm kind of liking skill-based matchmaking. I won't lie. I mean, for people who are really good at the game, I understand why they would be frustrated about it. But for people who like me and you who kind of suck, no offense.
No, I'm worse than you. So
Yeah, okay.
That's fine.
Well, no offense to us, but like people who suck, it makes me feel better about myself when I get more wins.
It does. Look, I agree. Again, like as you just said, we're on like the shit end of the scale. So for me, it's a no-brainer. I enjoy skill-based matchmaking, but I can understand why you would not like it. If you're getting from like if you're in that range where you're like really good, but you're not playing proper competitively, it's probably a bit annoying.
Yeah, I could imagine because like you're playing like every game you play, you have to like sweat your ass off because everybody's really good.
Yeah.
Whereas we can chill out and play and have fun with it. But I think Epic adding the bots. It's all like it's their marketing thing and it's worked on me and I know I'm aware of the fact that what they're doing, but it's still working on me.
I thought the exact same thing.
Like it's like I get more kills in my games. Like I'm telling you, I got an 11 kill squad win today and I've been so happy about it.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, they put the bots in so you could be better at the game and get more kills and more wins.
I think it's good. It encourages me to like want to play more and it also encourages me to be like It encourages because I'm not great. I'm not very coordinated with my hands on a PlayStation remote playing Fortnite, so I'm not great in terms of that. But knowing like there's a bot because they're bloody retarded, so watching them makes me go, oh okay, I know what I can do. Like I can do things a bit more creatively to try and kill them.
A bit more.
Exactly. Like I can try a bit more hard things like trying to creep up and stuff and build and like so it's good.
Fair enough.
That was overcomplicated.
Yeah, no, you really over-explained that, but that's okay. Yeah, no, I'm gonna be getting more into different games over the course of this week.
Yeah,
so that's exciting as well. Like, it's all exciting stuff, man. It's all exciting stuff.
Good times ahead.
But we don't really have a lot of we don't have a lot of main topics this week. So before we get into the show, I guess we can call this a show. It's a show.
It's a show.
Yeah. We don't have any Marvel news this week for the first time in our 22 weeks of. Like podcasting.
We've been close. We've been close some weeks, but this one really bloody real dry week. I think they're starting to slow down everything. So.
Yeah, I mean the only news we had is that Falcon Winter Soldier's filming this week, but that's like that's it. That's all we have to say.
That's it. Like that's it.
Yeah, and apparently the Sebastian Stan who plays Bucky said that the script is prepared for action and comedy. And there's not really much we can say about that besides cool. We're excited.
Yeah, I think that's what we expected as well. So.
Yeah, no box office updates besides the fact that Joker's on the way to potentially being the #1 R-rated movie out there.
It's got a strong
start. It's taken every other movie this year. Every other DC movie ever. So it's doing really well. And no trailer talk besides Modern Warfare. But
we're going to get that.
We'll get into that later.
Yeah.
So a lot of DC news though, but we'll get into that in a bit. But let's start the show with good old Rumor Mill.
Yes.
Which is everybody's favorite segment. Everybody being mine and yours. I don't know if anybody actually likes this segment. That's the majority.
I hope that you guys like this segment because we enjoy it and it's just something quick and fun. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Yeah,
I don't care if you don't. I'm still going to do it.
We're pioneers, so we're just going to keep going.
We don't listen. We dab on the haters. All right. So welcome to week 22, Rumor Mill. So Vin Diesel is being eyed to be cast as Black Bolt in a reboot of the Inhumans. Do you want to see this? Or either of them? Do you want to see the reboot or do you want to see Vin Diesel on this?
No, neither.
Neither?
No.
Why?
Vin Diesel's already Groot. I don't want to see Black Bolt or the Inhumans because it's like they're already bringing in the mutants, and I feel like for the most part the Inhumans and the mutants are fairly similar. So just keep the mutants, which are the more popular and beloved ones, and the Inhumans already had their run, so don't bother with it, I reckon.
Alrighty. That took way too long.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Dude. The Incredible Hulk sequel with Edward Norton back in yonks ago, like 2009, was rumored to be established before the MCU kind of happened. Are you happy that Edward Norton actually walked out on the Incredible Hulk 2?
Yes, definitely. Now, when I look at Edward Norton and I look at Bruce Banner, or
Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah, Mark Ruffalo. See, he's that good. He's just become the same. They're intertwined. No, I just see Mark Ruffalo. He's just a bit more nerdy for my liking, and he just fits the Bruce Banner part a lot better for me. And he just kind of plays that like awkward guy really well, and I really like that. And so I'm glad that he's intertwined. I feel like he's been a vital part of the MCU in the background rather than the foreground. I'm happy that he. Sorry, Ed, but I'm happy he walked out. Okay, sorry.
There's been a leaked pic of a new design of the Sonic for the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. If it's the real one, are you happy with the changes that have been made?
Yes, it actually. So the leaked picture, if you haven't seen it, we'll post it on Instagram. I'm going to remind Jacob to do it after this show. It looks more like the games and more like the character we know and love, and that's exciting, and that's what we want.
It looks perfect. It really does. It really, really does. I think it looks like what people thought was going to happen in the first place. So, it's a good example of a studio listening to its fans.
Yes, good stuff. I don't know who's like, I forgot who's making the movie, but yeah.
I don't know anything. I know
neither.
Yeah. Sony would have the rights.
I don't know. Doesn't matter. Anyway, so moving on. Shit. So Ant-Man 3 finally got the green light at Marvel and is expected to start filming in summer 2021 with a potential July 2022 release. You know, that's the way it goes usually. So is this the right move for Lang instead of going the TV show route on Disney+?
We did talk about this a couple weeks ago. I think it's the right move. I'd prefer to see the movie of Ant-Man and the Wasp, and then maybe they do a spin-off series after the third movie. But I quite enjoyed number 2, and number 1 I do like as well. So I'm happy to see this.
Yes.
Moving forward?
Yes, I agree. I think, I don't know, a TV show, the only way I could see them doing a TV show is if they do like the progression of Cassie Lang becoming like a, whatever they call it, what's she called?
Wasp.
Yeah, the Wasp, but that's the Hawkeye TV show. But then there's the whole Jeremy Renner thing. Did you see that this week?
I did see that about this week.
We're not going to talk about it.
I don't want to talk about it.
It's too much to it, and we don't know what's true or not. And I don't feel like it's not really a rumor mill topic.
It's not the lightest of subjects to cover.
No.
Let's put it that way.
No. We'll keep that one out of our view, and we'll just move on. So, Marvel Studios are considering keeping Charlie Cox as Daredevil and Kristen Ritter as Jessica Jones in the MCU. So out of all the Defenders in the Netflix shows, Marvel Netflix shows, are they the best fit with the Avengers?
I definitely think so. By far, they're the best characters out of the 4, including Iron Fist and Luke Cage. I think Charlie Cox as Daredevil is an amazing thing to see. I think he fits it great. We've talked about how he could become like the lawyer for Spider-Man in future films to try and get him out of that jam. There's plenty of ways you can introduce him, and then I think through him you could easily introduce Jessica Jones into the fold. And I've said this from day one. I think all Jessica Jones seasons are impeccable. I think they're such great seasons of TV. So I think they're the best fit. Yeah.
All right, fantastic. Oh, I hit my mic. I'm so sorry. Well, that's it for the Room Mill this week. So we're going to be moving to our gaming segment of the week to start off, because we have a few bigger topics on DC, and I think we're going to go into more detail about them. So we want to quickly get the game ones out the way, because there's some exciting stuff.
There is.
To start, Modern Warfare is coming out this Friday, 25th of October, and I'm beyond excited for this game. And there's been some new news that has come out this week, which makes me even more excited for this game. And I don't think you've heard this, Jacob. So
I have not.
First time you're hearing this. So the first one is Modern Warfare will not have supply drops ever. There will not be supply drops in this game at all.
Wait, as supply drops as in the ones
like
that
loot
you buy?
boxes.
Yeah. Okay.
So they ruined Black Ops 4 and they ruined previous CODs. And Activision became very money hungry. Like in Black Ops 4, you have to pay like $1.50 for a reticle, like it was in the shop. Like
Interesting.
It was just very overpriced, and there was just a lot of shit in there that was not necessary.
Was it a nice reticle though?
No, it was shit. It was literally just a coloured dot.
What are you doing, Activision?
They got very money hungry, but Infinity Ward put their foot down this year and made sure that there wasn't any supply drops, and I'm glad that Activision have listened. So that's the first bit of news. And they're going to have a battle pass system rather than a battle pass, I guess. However, that battle pass will be cosmetic only content. So probably like uniforms and gun camos, and I think every gun, it was said to have like 55 different variants of every single gun. of camo. So that's really, really exciting. Or something like that. There's like a lot of different variants.
Yeah.
So it's really, really cool.
Well, COD camo is usually pretty good
Yeah, exactly.
for the most part.
But the main thing to take away from this is that there'll be no loot boxes, so nothing's pay to win, and all of the things that come in the battle pass system or like the season pass content is that it will be cosmetic only and won't change the balance of the game.
Awesome.
Because like in previous CODs, you'd get a gun out of the like supply drops and the gun's overpowered and it wins, or they have different variants of the gun, and that makes it unfair.
Awesome.
And really just leaves the game up to chance.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that they didn't do that. And also they have a new progression system which they've talked about a little bit in detail, and I'll go through it quickly. So Modern Warfare does not feature a prestige system. Rather, there's an enlisted base level and then officer ranks in the game. So let me go into details. I'm going to kind of skim through this article to explain it.
Yep.
So the enlisted ranks are the unlocking elements of multiplayer. So when you begin ranking up in multiplayer or in Spec Ops, you begin the enlisted ranks at private level 1. Here you have the choice of 3 default loadouts and a limited number of kill streaks and field upgrades. So unlocking enlisted ranks in traditional Call of Duty progression path you may be familiar with. As you gain XP through normal gameplay, you begin to climb through the ranks, the enlisted ranks.
Yep.
So after unlocking two more default loadouts within the first 2 rank ups, you will reach an enlisted rank 4, private 4. Achieving this gives you access to the loadout menu where you can create a custom loadout, and create a class.
Yep.
So as you continue to gain experience and advance from level 4 all the way up to Command Sergeant Major 5, rank 55, you will unlock new weapons, equipment, perks, loadouts, as well as field upgrades and kill streaks. So the usual shit every year, go from level 1 to level 55.
Yep.
Yeah. So in the new progression system, players in listed ranks 1 to 50 are never reset, and they will never have their functional items relocked. Instead, they now progress into the new officer rank system. So it's a seasonal ranking system that rewards and ranks 100 ranks to progress through. So when you reach officer rank 1, you receive a cosmetic weapon blueprint for your promotion.
Okay.
So once you hit level 55, you go to officer level 1.
Yep.
And you have the 100 levels, and that's a season thing.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Okay, so it's very similar to Fortnite.
Sort of, yeah. So you never lose anything. So once you get to level 55 of the first one, you don't lose anything. You just go to the next tier, which is the officer ranks.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that's really, really cool. So it's pretty much the same thing, same way to unlock, but you get like special challenges, and you get more XP for doing the challenges. And then earning 10, and then you got to do these challenges, and they give you a seasonal ribbon, and you get 10 ribbons. You get a special season emblem, which with each additional 10 ribbons evolving that emblem. Collecting all 100 ribbons unlocks an animated emblem, which serves as proof of getting the ultimate achievement of that season. So yeah, that's pretty cool.
Okay.
It's a bit of a different. There's more to it, and you can read into it if you want. Charlie Intel, there's a good website if you like Call of Duty stuff. But that's really cool. So they're doing it a bit differently this year, which I think is pretty cool because,
why not
make it different?
It's something different, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I'm excited for Call of Duty coming out this Friday. Will you be picking it up if you eventually get your PS4?
If I get it, yeah. I won't be getting it right away.
Christmas, maybe?
Christmas is likely, I think. I'll definitely pick it up at some point. Because I don't mind the COD games. But yeah, I'll definitely get them.
There is a rumor that this is going to be a 2-year Call of Duty cycle rather than like a yearly COD. It's going to be a 2-year COD. So because of the whole Spec Ops thing and how PlayStation has a 1-year exclusive on survival mode.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah, I think I like it. But there's been no news about a BR, and there's been rumors that it might come after a year. So we'll see what happens. But anyway, if the podcast is delayed next week, it's because I'm playing COD. Sorry.
That might be it, yeah.
Yeah. And next, the official PlayStation 5 dev kit was shown off in a leaked picture. For the first time ever, it has been shown. We actually posted this on our Instagram, so go take a look at that. And the only thing that really take from this, it does look like the leaked image that came out a few months ago that we posted. And it showed 5 USB ports, which unlikely will happen at the full release, but it'd be nice because, more USB ports are better.
Yeah.
Mouse, if you want to do mouse and keyboard, VR headset, normal headset, like, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of things that you can use USB ports for.
Yeah, I find it highly unlikely.
Yeah, and a charging cable for your controller.
Yeah.
Like, there's only 2 on the PS4. So, I mean, if they have 5, cool.
I think
don't
they
know
might
what
go 3, but I think 5. I don't think they will because, as we've said, like the dev kit's bloody massive. So
Yeah, it's like a freaking toaster.
Yeah, there is no way they're gonna have 5. They're gonna keep 5.
No, probably not. But it was really cool. Making us excited. There's been no news on the Xbox's Project Scorpio one, and that's meant to be coming out at the same time next year.
I'm interested to see when news of that does drop. Actually,
yeah, I don't know.
I can't pick it because I don't see when they would do it or why they would do it. Because I mean, this has kind of got leaked, so it's not
a
like
developer leaked it.
Yeah, so it's not like it's so much like an official announcement. So
yeah, I mean, a lot of Xbox's games, they're like exclusive games, are really in-house anyway. Like they do it themselves. So we'll see how we go. It's really, really cool to see, and start saving your pennies, man. Yeah. Start saving your pennies. Another impulse buy is coming your way in a year. And the last story we have for gaming is a funny story, actually, which Jacob's going to have a guess.
All right.
So it was leaked over the weekend at PAX Australia, actually.
Yes.
Over the last couple of weekends. At the most ever money spent on microtransactions in a game on the record. So the most known amount that has been spent on a game.
Okay.
And have a guess at how much has been spent on a game. The most amount of money.
My cousin actually spent $2,000 on Smurfs Village a couple of years ago because he found out the password to his mum's Apple ID and bought like a million Smurf berries to make things go faster. And he was banned from the iPad for like a good 2 years.
Fair enough. Understandable.
For most ever spent on microtransaction, is this in one transaction or
no? Just over time.
Okay, I'm guessing it's on like NBA 2K or something like that. Someone's spending money on packs.
No, guess how much? The amount?
200K.
Close.
Really?
$220,000.
Wow.
Is the most like on record amount that someone has spent on a game.
On a singular game.
Yep.
That's
it was not NBA 2K.
What was it?
It was called. It's a game that I've never even heard of. It's called Transformers Earth Wars, which is It's a mobile game. And some guy...
I'm going to look it up right now.
Yeah, you can look it up on your iPad. Now that you've bought your new iPad. Somebody actually spent $220,000 on this Transformers game on the mobile. Never heard of the game. But he did it. Wow. No idea what on either. It doesn't really go into detail about it.
Oh, it's like Collect Heroes. It's like the basic... It's like the same kind of deal with you do with everything. It looks like Clash of Clans, essentially.
Yeah, pretty much.
With Transformers. So that's a waste of money and time and effort for that matter.
Yeah, so I mean that's exciting.
That's so stupid. That's so at least spend the money on a good game like like 2K or something like that. That's such a waste of money.
It's a lot of money, and for someone to have that much money and spend that much time on mobile games is crazy. Because there was someone that came out and they spent $90,000 on RuneScape, if you remember RuneScape. And people were like, well, what the fuck? Like, there's too much money on microtransactions.
Yeah.
And this whole thing that's going on with, like, how loot boxes are, like, a big problem, which is why people were happy about COD not having them. And then this guy...
just does that.
Just comes out $200,000.
But, like, why, though? He must be rich.
If I had
$200,000... To spend $200K, it doesn't matter over time. To spend $200K on a game, on anything... It's
crazy.
Yeah.
I don't understand how you can spend, like, you know what I mean? Like, thinking about how long, like, that much, like, how much money he, like, it just blows my mind about how much money he has
to spend on a game.
Yeah.
On an iOS game too. Just, that's so silly.
It's very silly.
Spend it on packs, man. Go get LeBron. Go out there and get
Go play 2K, man.
Go get 99 LeBron.
I don't know, man. It's just, it was crazy. I thought that was just really interesting.
That really is crazy.
And I wanted to share with you.
Yeah, thank you for sharing.
Lesson to all of you at home: don't spend $200,000 on a mobile game that you're probably not going to be playing in 6 months from now.
Yeah, big mood. Yeah. Also, apologies if I don't sound that excited. I'm very sick. I sound horrible.
You sound fine to me.
Let's give it a go.
I feel sound every week.
I feel alright.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
All right.
That's all right. So moving on, DC time. This might pep you up a bit more.
This is pep me up for sure.
All right. So maybe not the first topic. So
actually,
Aquaman 2. Oh no, will?
It will.
Okay,
does,
fantastic. Yeah. So Aquaman 2 will officially begin filming in 2020, which was confirmed by Jason Momoa himself. And he quotes, "I came in with a big pitch. I came in with the whole thing mapped out, and they loved it. It's also confirmed that Ocean Master will be returning alongside the Black Manta." What do you think of this?
I mean, I have said I don't like the first one.
I know, which is why I'm surprised you're excited for the second one.
Well, I don't know, man. I think because I want to give them another shot at going again, because the first one, it's not terrible. It's not a great movie at all. It's very, very, very average. But I love Aquaman as a character, so I really wanted to see where they go with this second one.
Yeah.
Because the possibilities are endless, and I really want to see Black Manta as the main villain, because Black Manta is kind of cool.
Yeah. All right.
So I am actually really excited for this movie. I hope it's better than the first.
I hit my mark again. I'm sorry. Where does Aquaman rank in terms of the whole Justice League-ish
Movies?
movies? Yeah.
Okay.
Because I've seen Justice League. That's the only one I've seen. Oh, BVS. I've seen BVS.
Okay. I actually think BVS isn't that bad.
Oh yeah.
I think if you particularly watch the extended one with the 30 minutes extra, it actually helps a lot. So I think BVS isn't that bad.
Okay.
In saying that, I also think that excluding the Joker.
Yeah, but the Joker's not in the.
Yeah. Okay. So I put Shazam first.
Yeah. Good
Then
call.
I probably go Wonder Woman.
Yep.
Then BVS. No. Yeah, Wonder Woman. Then BVS.
Then Aquaman.
Man of Steel.
Oh.
Aquaman. Justice League.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it's not even at the top of your list.
No, but they're insane. Like Man of Steel, I think is a decent movie. I think BVS is decent. I think BVS is alright. There are definitely massive problems in that movie, but I think for the most part is. But I think like the elements that aren't bad I think are quite good. That's do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like I don't think there's a lot of average in the movie. I think there's bad and there's very good. So
yeah, fair enough.
That's why I put it a bit higher. But I would just want to see. I just want to see if they can fix it and do a better version in the second one.
Yeah,
because I felt like it was too drama filled. Like I don't know. I didn't like the acting in the first one, but hey, that's just me.
Fair enough. I still haven't seen it because
you got to give it a watch. Even Brian watched it, and that's just big. That's big.
Brian going out. Wow. Sorry, Brian. We know we love you.
No, he didn't go out. He watched it on the plane.
Oh, that's right. He didn't have to go anywhere.
He didn't have to go anywhere. It was right there.
Didn't have to move from his seat. All right. That's how I want to be, to be honest. If I ever get super rich, like if we ever get super rich, do you reckon we could like get exclusive screenings of movies? Sorry.
I reckon we'd have enough pool. I reckon. Yeah.
Big Kev.
We could.
Big Kev, I'm calling on you now.
We called you now, not when we got famous. So keep that in mind, Big Kev. Just saying.
So we didn't switch up when we got big.
Not at all.
Before we blew up, we still worship you.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So yeah, Aquaman 2 coming soon. Next we have back-to-back weeks of the Batman film. The news on this film is really ramping up. It's getting exciting. So we have one exit and one casting. So we'll start with the exit. Jonah Hill, he is cut off from the movie. So apparently what happened was that Jonah Hill asked for a lot of money. Warner Brothers were like, no, we don't want to give you that much money.
Which is very fair. He was asking for a lot of money.
Do you know how much?
10 million.
He's asking for 10 mil?
He's asking for 10 million.
Wow.
Which, I think, in my opinion, I don't think Jonah Hill's a very good actor, but I don't think that
he's a $10 million actor.
No, it's not that. It's $10 million for the Batman movie.
Yeah, like, I don't think the role he was gonna do.
If regardless of my, I'm gonna see the movie regardless.
Yeah,
but if I was on edge, just because I heard Jonah Hill was in a Batman movie is not what would be like. Yep, I'm gonna go see it.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Well, so even that, like, probably his character probably isn't the main, like, has the biggest role in the movie. Yes. So to pay one of your like $10 million to a character who's not your main focus of the movie, yeah.
I mean, maybe 10 million over 2 movies.
Yeah,
that's a different story, but not for a one-off.
I don't know. So Jonah Hill's out. Sorry to see him go. Like, you know, obviously it's like he would have been good in it, but
this guy, the guy that did get cast.
Yes. So the guy that's been cast as the Riddler is Paul Dano. So he's been in Little Miss Sunshine, Swiss Army Man, Looper, 12 Years a Slave, and Cowboys and Aliens. So he's got a fairly decent resume to his name. Yeah. And he looks
perfect for the part. Again, just like Zoe Kravitz.
Yeah. So he's looking good. So that's, you know, it's exciting. It's interesting to see. Yeah. Well, it's glad that they're featuring the Riddler.
Yeah.
They got Batwoman.
100%.
They got Catwoman. So you see they're really starting to build up their arsenal of villains in this movie, which is cool.
Seth Rogen's been rumored to play the Penguin.
I would love that.
I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, it depends if they want to add like a bit more of a comedic take on the Penguin. But
yeah, I agree with that. But I don't know what I think, but I don't think that'll happen.
Yeah, that's not because it's going to be more of a darker movie. I don't think that Seth Rogen may not be like fitting.
Not for the Penguin.
No,
You could probably find another role, but not for the Penguin. I don't think. But I do think the Penguin will be cast eventually, and I think that'll be the last of the main villains. I'd say maybe they'll have a smaller one here or there, but
yeah, I'm not sure, but it's pretty cool to see anyway.
Yeah, I'm very excited for this movie. Extremely excited for this movie. I always love a good Batman movie, and Batman is dead set just the one out of all of them I just get really excited for because I feel like you can do the most of him, and I think he's just such a cool.
And apparently, Robert Pattinson is in the early stages of his bulking for the movie. And I saw him and he was doing an interview for his new movie, The Lifeguard or something. Whatever it's called.
Yeah,
something like
it's
that.
The
yeah.
with
Yeah, and he's looking very slim at the moment. Like he's shredded a lot.
Yeah.
And now he's gonna start bulking. He said, but he's like, as you said, his jawline is looking better. So he's got that real Batman jawline. So he just needs to put on a bit of muscle, and I think he's gonna look perfect, physique wise.
Did you hear what he said? Actually, he was quoted about the Batman.
No.
So apparently he was asked about the role, obviously, and he said that he doesn't see Batman as a hero. He sees him as more not an anti-hero, but he's someone that does his thing and does it his way. But he's not necessarily glorified as a hero.
Yeah.
So I thought that was very interesting.
Which is true, because like in other such as Batwoman starring Ruby Rose, he's an asshole.
Exactly. I think that quote also lends to it being an early story of Batman where he's not, where he's just perceived as that vigilante that, shouldn't be doing what he's doing.
Yeah.
So that I like that. I like that.
Good
Good signs ahead for that movie.
Yeah, it's looking good. It's all positive so far. There's not really been a big negative that's drawn out to me.
Not at all.
We still have 2 years, so I'd be really concerned if a negative already came out.
Yeah.
But I've seen a lot of positives, so it's good. Casting wise, they're doing a fantastic job so far.
Yeah, and rumored storyline, awesome as well.
So happy days. Speaking of which, this is actually Marvel. I'm sorry to interrupt. Did you see who was potentially going to be Captain America over Chris Evans?
John Krasinski. Yeah, I knew that ages ago.
Did you see that he blamed Chris Evans for not being there was a whole thing about
he blamed Chris Hemsworth.
Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah, so John Krasinski had the suit test. So he had the suit on, or he was going to get it on. And then they did a screen test next to Thor, which was Chris Hemsworth at the time, and he was like, I'm not big enough to do this. He was intimidated and he didn't do it.
Wow.
That's why he pulled out, yeah. So he probably would have been it over Chris Evans.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, did you hear that Chris Hemsworth didn't get Thor the first time either?
I heard that. I didn't know that. I did hear that Tom Hiddleston went for Thor.
Really?
And that they were like, no, I want you for Loki. But I didn't know that.
Well, apparently Liam went for Thor.
Oh, I did hear that. Yeah.
Then Liam nailed it, and Chris was like Liam was like, "Nah, I'm not gonna do it." And he's like told Chris what to do, and Chris went back and did it, and he nailed it, and he got it. So Liam Hemsworth could have possibly been Thor. If
I'm happy with Chris. I think Liam could do a different hero. That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Don't know who off the top of my head, but I think that could be cool.
Yeah. Anyway, well, we're getting off topic. Let's get back to DC.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. We're sorry to all of you DC lovers who
we're just going off on tangents about Marvel, even when we don't have Marvel news.
Yeah, we have to feature it in there somewhere. Anyway, long story short, moving on. Jared Leto, his name is back in the news 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
So apparently, this new report came out that he allegedly tried to get the Joker movie axed. So. Comes off the news that he will not be in Birds of Prey, so that is confirmed. He won't be in that new movie starring Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn. I can't think of it now. So yeah, reports that Leto contacted his agents, who also represent director of the Joker movie, Todd Phillips, saying, get rid of this movie. He also contacted his music manager, Irving Azoff, I think that's how you say it, to contact the head of Warner Brothers and cancel the project as well. So Azoff just declined to comment on the matter, but someone from Leto's camp said this didn't happen. What do you make of this? This is really interesting because it also came out today that the Suicide Squad director said that he was not disappointed in Leto's performance as the Joker.
The original Suicide Squad, David Ayer or James Gunn?
David.
Okay. Well, obviously the team's denying it because it would not be a good look if
That's
it,
not
if
a good
it's
look
true.
at all.
I don't know if it's true though, to be honest with you. I think while I can understand why he'd want it to be axed because he wasn't given a fair go in Suicide Squad, and because of the backlash he did receive for the little parts that we saw, it's kind of unfair that they completely moved in another direction. And I mean, my guess is they didn't consult him.
Oh, definitely not.
From what from what we've been reading. So I'd be pretty pissed off too, and I wouldn't be surprised if this is what he did. But hey, I mean,
That's showbiz, baby.
that is that's showbiz. Yeah, it's just interesting. It's a bit interesting, isn't it?
I mean, look, there's a few ways you can look at this. I think, look, yeah, hang on, keep looking. I'm thinking of what I'm trying to say.
I'm looking.
It's one of those things, like, you know, I say the joke, it's showbiz, but, like, you know what I mean? It is showbiz. Like, Warner Brothers obviously thought that Joaquin would be a much better Joker or a better Arthur Fleck. Probably that's a better way to put it.
Yeah.
Will be the better Arthur Fleck than Jared Leto. And they didn't see any use for him anymore in his character. I think it sucks a little bit that his Joker, like his Suicide Squad, I would have maybe liked to see it a little bit in Birds of Prey. Like, if he had to bring it back, to give him another opportunity to show off that his Joker isn't all that bad. But it kind of, I do feel bad for him in the respect that he got the worst kind of Joker you can get. You know what I mean? Like, or the worst received Joker you can get in as little form as you can get. But at the same time, you know, that is acting. Like, you know what I mean? You don't get to choose what gets in the movie. You just kind of got to hope that the director chooses what he wants. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I do get that.
It's out of his control. And I think that's what the bit that annoys him is.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm playing devil's advocate.
Yeah, you are. I'm just fully agreeing with you. I'd see both sides.
Yeah, exactly. You know, obviously it sucks, but at the same time, like, how is Warner Brothers going to look at that Joker movie and think, like, we made the wrong choice? You know what I mean? Like, that movie was exceptional. And
I mean, you can't. I don't think they could have done a better job. So
exactly, I don't know.
You don't go back to Leto in any way.
Yeah, there's no.
You know.
Yeah, like, you know, I like Leto as an actor, but I just don't think the Joker is his calling. To me, I mean,
yeah. Look, it's hard for me to properly say that because we didn't see everything else.
We don't see we don't know what else he had like in that movie and what was planned for him or anything like that.
Exactly.
So, I'm sorry, Leto. We still like you.
Keep doing your thing, man.
Keep doing your thing, man. Just maybe, I don't know, kill a different role. Play like another villain and make a good movie out of that. I don't know.
Find someone.
Find someone.
Someone will get you. You're still a good actor, man.
Call Harley. You can do it.
Don't you worry.
All right. And speaking of the Joker movies, so an interesting fact, or like I guess an Easter egg you could say, has been spotted in the movie. So we'll go spoilers. Sorry, this is spoilers before I get into this.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, let me say, because you did not get it at all. You weren't clear at all. Spoilers for the Joker movie. It's been out a few weeks. We're gonna talk.
But we're gonna go into it. We're gonna discuss the whole movie and not hold back.
So just be prepared.
Okay, yeah, cool. So in every scene that features a clock in them or intentionally has a camera shot that shows a clock, the time remains the same. So it's 11:10, so it kind of leans to the theory going around that none of this story is true or it's all in his head. Well, yeah, it's not true.
I mean, I think I would say that two are the same thing, but yeah.
And this is like kind of backed up in the fact that at the end of the movie, he's in a mental hospital, and it does show in the movie parts of he's in a mental hospital at the same time. So yes, it does lend that theory.
We did talk. I think I don't know if we talked about it on our Joker review episode, but we did mention it at least after the movie when we saw it, that there was a possibility this could have been fake, and that and that maybe like he was just thinking about this when he's already had his origin. Maybe he's just a crazy person and he's just randomly stupidly thinking of this, you know, like. But I mean, we didn't notice this till this kind of blew up on like Twitter and Instagram and stuff like that. But it is very interesting. I always had a sneaking suspicion that the truth was that story was fake. Just because it's a fun little thing to do. But what was your theory about it? Because you got something interesting, don't you?
I do have a theory. It's not it's more of a thing that just like it lends the possibility to. It's actually kind of ties into the Batman trilogy or whatever. Him being in the new Batman movie, like it ties into that whole theory there.
Okay.
My theory is, or like, it has a potential that this actually took place in the 90s. This movie, or the time when he's in the hospital is in the 90s.
You think it's
he's having a flashback, or like he's recapping the story, because the fact that it's fake. It's kind of like elements in the movie, like when he pretends to have those moments where the chick that lives down the hall is there with him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like those things are kind of like, you know, if it was in his head, that whole thing would have been there, and it wouldn't have been a moment where she wasn't there, or she was like freaked out when he was in the apartment. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like there's elements in that story, like when things are not always the way they seem, that it's kind of like, why would he pretend it's that and pretend it's not that? Like he like thought it was like he was with the girl, but in reality he wasn't.
Yeah.
So I think there was already an element of him going between dimensions, or like in his head and not. I don't know what scenes they were, so maybe like some of the scenes with the clock are the ones that are fake and some of it's real, and it's kind of like a distorted reality.
Yeah.
But it also that's the possibility that it is in the 90s when the Batman movie's happening, and it's just him having a flashback before they link it in, which is a possibility as well.
If I could add on to that, because I think you've actually got a lot of merit in saying that. And that question I do have, do you think that he looks, at least, because it's been confirmed to be set in the actual events of the movie.
Yeah, in the 70s.
No, start of the 80s.
Start of the 80s.
So like literally 1980, 81. So do you think that, I mean, the minimum is 10 years. Do you think that he looks at least 10 years older by the end of it when he's in the hospital? Because I think you can make the argument, because I think that you could make the argument that he is not undergoing strenuous activity and he's been in a hospital for 10 years or whatever. So I think you could make the argument that he's going to look mostly the same.
Yeah.
Maybe a bit more fed, which I think he looks like it by the end of the movie.
Yeah.
So I think you can make the argument that the whole thing is him recounting the story.
Yeah.
And then, as you said, just changing bits and pieces here and there.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't able to figure out which scenes that the clock was in. But yeah, it could be that bit, like, yeah, it could be that him recapping the story, or it could be just the fact that it was the parts in his head that were fake. You know what I mean? So like, you know, like if there was a clock, for instance, when he was like at the show and the girl was there with him, you know what I mean? Like, and there's a clock in the background. It's like, oh, that's a fake part. Or like, you know.
Well, there is one in, you know, when he's banging his head on the wall.
In the
hospital for the first time, like where it's where it's not a flashback. Oh, it's a flashback, but it's a flashback within the story. You know what I mean? Yeah. He's banging his head. The other one is when he is in the office in the Department of Corrections when he's talking to his counselor.
Yep.
And the other one, I can't tell where. It looks like I don't remember what scene in the movie that is.
Can I say it?
Yeah. Let me just get it back up. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe it's the other way around.
Like, what do you mean?
I mean, maybe he is recapping, and like those are the things he doesn't remember because it's all distorted.
The top part. I don't know. I think the more and more we've talked about this and what you just mentioned with your theory, I would love to see it as you just said, be set in the 90s, and he's recounting the events from 10 years prior to when he first began. And then maybe he gets out for the Batman movie.
Is that when he's stalking the chick to work?
Yeah, it could be. I don't remember. I don't remember at all.
Like, you know, like how he stalks her to work.
Oh, yes.
And she's like, "Were you following me?"
That could be it. Yeah.
Yeah.
He might have turned away or something. Yeah, that could be it.
Yeah, I don't know. But it's interesting to see. Like, I think it's more of an Easter egg to say this is a possibility of this happening.
Yeah, I think the whole point of it is like it's a movie where Todd Phillips will be asked in many years to come, whether like regardless of a sequel happening or not, what is the go? Is it real? Is it fake? Is it him story? Is it like what is it? You know. So we got time. Let's see what happens. He probably won't answer that. He won't answer that question ever. It'll be asked. It just will not be answered.
It'd be funny if the time was like 11:11. It was like make a wish. It's like his wish. It's like Arthur Fleck's wish.
Yeah. But who knows, man? As I've said, I hope what they do is that it does tie into the Batman. I hope he's not in the Batman, but I hope at the a post-credit scene. A post-credit scene is him escaping the hospital, or a news report saying people have escaped the hospital. So
yeah, I don't know. It's really it's interesting to see. Like, there's so many different possibilities of what can happen here.
Yeah,
and that's what I think me and you both love movies where it's like it's a lot of it's up for interpretation.
Yeah, well, look, I like.
Which is why you gotta watch Inception.
Oh my god, yeah, I keep forgetting. I do like stories that are like that, but I also.
Stories that you like, yeah.
No, it's not that, but I like ones where they have that, but at the end of the day, there is a definitive answer.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Like, I want there to be a definitive answer for this movie, But I also like that there are also all these theories to it.
Well, Inception, there's no definitive answer.
Don't spoil it for me, man.
I'm not spoiling, but it's on my mind again.
I'll deliver a definitive answer. You watch.
I have an answer, but then someone debunked my answer, so I'm not sure.
Okay, well, tell me that after I watched it, and then
can you please watch it, and please watch Interstellar too.
I'll try watch it on the weekend.
Please do, because we also got to see Zombieland
next week. I think.
Yeah,
next week is I think what we're aiming to do. Or are you free midday Wednesday?
I don't know, man. We'll work it out.
Okay.
Because look, did you see that Zombieland released a game as well? By the way,
I did see that.
It's
yeah,
trash.
I did not. I saw it. I looked at screenshots. I don't want to play that.
It doesn't look good. I watched a bit of gameplay. It does not look good.
Yeah.
There is a few good games coming out, but that's not one of them.
Yeah,
definitely not.
No,
video game movies just never work out.
Sonic. Hold my hat out for Sonic, but I didn't like the trailer, regardless of how he looked. I did not like the trailer.
That's our Valentine's Day date, me and you. We're going to see Sonic together.
It is. Kayla and Anna are going to do their own thing. We're going to be there.
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so yes, that's the end of this week.
Yeah, it is.
Have
Week
anything
22 in the books.
Anything you're doing this week that you want to talk about?
I'm going to do work in Phillip Island, so if anybody is down there, come say hi. Don't know why you would, but come say hi.
Don't know what you look like, but sure.
Don't know what you look like. You probably don't know what I look like, but hey.
We'll become friends.
Find me.
That's exciting. Well, I'm going to hopefully get my PC tomorrow, and I'll talk about it next week, how it is and how beautiful it is.
100%.
I'll post photos on the Instagram probably.
No doubt.
But yeah, that's about it. Thank you for listening if you've made it this far. If you'd like to check us out on our social medias at TRSM Podcast on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. That has been it for another week of regular sizeness.
Regular sizeness? Regular
I don't know.
Regular
another
everything.
week of regular.
Yeah.
Just another regular week.
No, I don't want a large meal. I want a regular meal.
Exactly. Yeah. On that note, we'll see you guys next week. Have a good one. Peace out.